Welcome back. Leading manufacturer of consumer goods in Nigeria, PZ Cussons PLC, has relaunched its brand of Premier Cool Soap into the market. The Premier Soap range now comes in a new look and feel, in addition to 2 new variants. The event, which was held at the company's head office in Lagos, coincides with PZ Cussons' 120 years of operation in Nigeria.
2, 1.
Premier Cool Soap unveiled with a new look. With a bold and colorful new line of variants, PZ Cussons is giving its customers the luxury of choice.
The reason for us introducing new colors is in order to strengthen the brand. So we want to build on the market share that we have at the moment to ensure that we remain #1 and leave everybody else behind.
Besides the new packaging, the icy cool feel has also been improved to guarantee 25 hours freshness.
Coming in with these new variants, the sports and the odor defense is actually sitting smack in the middle of what the consumers really want right now, especially for the sporty young men that we currently have, and of course for the odor defense, people who feel that they need some level of higher clean in order to remain fresh all day long.
It's a lifestyle. It's not just soap. Oh, I just want to take my bath. I just want the fragrance, the menthol, everything has been built into the new Premier Cool to take your game a notch higher.
That's not all. The 3 variants of Premier Cool also come in 3 sizes of 65 grams, 110 grams, and 150 grams.
It always has to be evolving. So we continue to relaunch, bring out new variants, make sure things are getting better each year.
Be rest assured that we're very sure and we understand the difficulty in going through the chain, and we have considered all that even as we, prepared towards this official unveil today. What I would say to our teaming consumers is not to worry, your 3 SKUs and variants will be right there at your supermarkets and stores of choice so that you can pick them up.
The management of PZ Cussons is confident that the new improved Premier Cool will remain the preferred brand in its category for many years.
And let's head now to business news. Let's join Bisi Adebayo to tell us what the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has on plans for oil reserves.
You First. First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. The Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mr. Milikari, has reiterated the need to achieve crude oil reserves of 40 billion barrels and daily production of 3 million barrels per day by the year 2020. Mr. Kyari shared the targets and other plans on his radar at an annual meeting with petroleum engineers, noting that the NNPC will leverage artificial intelligence and partnerships to realize the goal. Toleram Nutri Beverages Limited today launched its Good Life Magic Fruit Drink targeted at children and all lovers of fruit drink. At the event in Lagos, the Managing Director of Toleram Group, Mr. Harish Aswani, said Magic Fruit Drink, which comes in 3 variants of orange, watermelon and mango, are a result of intensive research which has been translated into the tasty and nourishing drink.
This is how Magic Fruit Drink was unveiled to an audience made up of customers and staff of Toleram Nutri Beverages Limited. The wife of the Ogun State Governor, Bamidele Abiodun, representative of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, and other guests.
We love you! Our beautiful distributor, please can you come on stage?
Riding on the success of the Indomie Noodles brand, which is produced by a sister company to Toleram Group, the managing director of the company is positive that Magic Fruit Drink will do well as a natural, healthy and refreshing drink in the Nigerian market.
Ever since we started Indomie, every year from the year 2011, we have created a new brand in Nigeria. And to all of you here, we will strive to create another of Nigeria's great success story with Good Life Magic product.
Good Life Magic Fruit Drink comes in 3 flavors: orange, watermelon, and mango.
The content is sugar, but it's glucose sugar. And you all know when someone is ill, we give them glucose for energy. The children need the energy. They leave home very early every day, obviously. They're running up and down, they get tired. Give them one of this, they get good energy from it, good quality, good flavor.
We came up with 3 flavors for now, but that's just the beginning. We are going to do a lot more, and you'll soon be excited and surprised by what we do in the future as well.
I understand that they are so passionate about building brands. And any company that is passionate about building brands, Birthedge Mercantile Limited will definitely partner with them.
Mama Magic! Mama Magic!
Tolaram Nutri Beverages Limited is calling on more distributors across Nigeria to get on board as the magic fruit drink train moves nationwide.
Moody's Investors Service says First Bank of Nigeria's reduction of its non-performing loans as reported in the second quarter earnings indicates a credit positive for the lender. In a note today published by the rating agency, it says that First Bank is making progress in cleaning up its balance sheet, which will support the lender's solvency. Nigeria's oldest bank reported its bad loans book declined to 14.5% in the second quarter of 2019 from 25.3% as of March this year. Moody's adds that First Bank's problem loans, although still high, have dropped by 49% to about 273 billion naira since the end of 2018, as the bank targets a ratio of non-performing loans lower than 10% by the end of this year. And the Nigerian stock market kicked off the week with a 0.14% uptick in the main index as the first trading week of August gets into full swing. Here's Layo Adigoke with a summary of today's trading activities.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. About 19 billion naira is gained at the close of today's trading at the stock market as the first trading week of August gets into full swing. The 0.14% positive start in the market's main index is attributed to the report of proposed sale of Dangote flour for 130 billion naira to Olam International. This also comes as moderate 0.67% gain recorded by key components of the industrial goods sector, overshadowed losses from 4 other counters of the NSE. Dangote flour is also among the 18 gainers for the day after Cornerstone Insurance, which led the pack by 10%, while EcoBank Transnational led 12 other losers, down by 10%. Meanwhile, the bulk of Monday's shares transactions was led by Sterling Bank, which contributed nearly 200 million units to a total of 280.69 million shares in 3,314 deals. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Layo Adegoke.
Thank you, Layo. Meanwhile, stock markets around the world took a nosedive just as the Chinese yuan weakened to an 11-year low on Monday as fears of an escalation in the U.S.-China trade war shook financial markets. Let's check out the numbers coming from major markets. And that's it on Business News. Thank you for watching IMBC at Debayo.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, BC. Let's now join Simon PC in our London studio for Around the World in 5.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom here in London. The US President Donald Trump says the US must condemn bigotry, racism and white supremacy following a mass shooting in Texas and Ohio. Thousands of people attended a candlelight vigil in El Paso in Texas earlier to honor the 20 people killed in a mass shooting at a Walmart store. Religious leaders from various denominations led the ceremony where bells rang out for each victim. Many in the crowd wore El Paso Strong t-shirts. A 21-year-old white man arrested by police is believed to have posted an online document calling the attack a response to the Hispanic invasion of the state. Meanwhile, a large crowd gathered for a vigil in Dayton's Oregon district, lighting candles to mourn the loss of the 9 victims who lost their lives in America's second mass shooting in under 24 hours. 24-year-old Connor Betts was wearing body armor and a mask when he opened fire in the crowded Ohio neighborhood. He killed 9, including his sister, and wounded at least 27 other people.
This weekend, more than 80 people were killed or wounded in 2 evil attacks. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America.
However, Mr. Trump himself has come under attack by some, with critics pointing to his anti-immigrant rhetoric and opposition to gun control. And some experts believe the mood towards stricter gun laws in the US is changing.
Sentiments in favor of stronger gun laws are more widespread than ever, and we saw in the 2018 nationwide midterm elections, for the first time in many, many years, that support for stronger gun laws was an important issue that helped a number of candidates running for office around the country to get elected.
India's government has moved to revoke the part of the constitution that gives Indian-administered Kashmir special status in an unprecedented move likely to spark unrest. The Indian Interior Minister, Amit Shah, seen here arriving outside Parliament, made the announcement saying that sections of Article 370 will now cease. Article 370 had guaranteed significant autonomy for the Muslim-majority state. There were celebrations among Kashmir Hindus on the news, but Kashmir is now in a state of lockdown with curfew-like conditions imposed and orders preventing the assembly of more than 4 people. Pakistan, which claims the territory as its own, has condemned India's decision to revoke the special status as illegal, saying it would exercise all possible options to counter it. Hong Kong's leader has warned that the city is on the verge of a very dangerous situation after protesters blocked roads and paralysed train services during the morning rush hour. More than 14,000 people from 20 sectors vowed to join a citywide strike on Monday, according to the strike's organisers. Civil servants, who are ordered to be politically neutral, have reportedly agreed to take part. At the airport, more than 200 flights were cancelled amid disruption fears, while banks have been closed and subway services cancelled. The protests have now continued for 9 consecutive weekends. Police again fired tear gas at protesters on Monday and have made 420 arrests since June the 9th, when the protests began. At least 19 people have been killed in an explosion after several cars collided in the Egyptian capital of Cairo. 30 others were injured in the incident, which happened outside a hospital in the city centre late on Sunday. There was no official statement indicating it was an attack. The explosion happened when a car which had been travelling against the traffic hit 3 others. It sparked a fire that forced the evacuation of nearby buildings. CCTV in Guizhou province in China has caught the moment a young boy fell through a manhole cover and into a well. The 3-year-old boy and his parents were walking along a street when the boy decided to test the broken manhole cover, which gave way. His parents frantically rushed to retrieve him and managed to seconds later. The boy suffered only bruises and scratches, and the manhole cover has since been repaired. And finally, last week we told you how one man's daring attempt to cross the English Channel flying on a hoverboard had failed. Well, over the weekend he tried again and this time succeeded. French inventor Frankie Zapata took off on Sunday from Sangatte, just outside Calais. Flanked by helicopters using the jet-powered hoverboard he designed, he flew over the Strait of Dover in just over 20 minutes. His previous attempt had seen him fall into the sea, but this time he managed to make the 35-kilometre journey with a quick stop-off to refuel, landing safely in St Margaret's Bay, close to Dover on Britain's southern coast. And that's your international news around the world in 5.
Interesting. Still ahead on the news at 10. Harry Maguire joins Manchester United from Leicester City for a world record £80 million. Join us again.